This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Nate.
Nathan Morris back after a couple of days.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not
So
fun.
you got hit
You're a
over
bit-
the
you're a bit
weekend?
crook, yeah.
Yeah. It sort of it hit me on Saturday, and during that day I had a very busy day, right? So like I had so much stuff doing because at the moment I'm going through a real cleanse at home, a really cathartic experience of organising everything in my
It's
house.
not even spring.
Nat, it's just such a, and I'm finally at the end, and it's just the best thing I've ever
Time
done.
to mess it up again.
I just really hope that doesn't happen. But during that process, I realised how many pots for pot plants that have died over the years.
Yeah,
that
you
I
are
just have their
killer.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just have the plants ready, the pots ready to go, and I'm like, stuff it. I'm going to go to Bunnings and I'm going to get some plants.
Get some more things to kill.
Yeah. So
You don't really kill them. You
I
just
don't-
let
they
them
die slowly.
It's on them.
I'm also torture them until their lives end.
Until they just give up.
One of them's right near the sink, like I probably know,
Yeah.
like 40
I know.
centimetres away from the sink, and I can see it's going, give me some of the water.
I have one in the
rude.
bathroom, and I think about that all the time as it looks down on the bathroom
Yeah.
basin, and I'm like, I could.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't.
no,
rude.
when
I
I
don't.
talk about
That's so
getting
rude.
plants, I bought 17. Right, so then, shut up, Harry. That was my night. I said,
Mass murderer?
I thought I'm going to murder a lot of greenery. So I went there, and then I bought the plants, and then I went to Mum and Dad's house. Now, while I was at Bunnings, I was starting to feel a certain way, but I didn't really register. I thought I was just tired. Same at Mum and Dad's house. It hit me later on that night, hours later, sort of early in the morning. And what I'd been doing.
So sore throat. What were the symptoms?
Oh, no, it was very achy all over.
Yeah.
Sore throat. I've been coughing up a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Headache.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
a massive headache.
Yeah.
It felt different.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is a lot. And my body was getting consumed by it. Yeah. This
Full on.
was
Full
live
on, yeah.
from my house. That's
yeah.
the plants, actually.
Screaming help.
There's been 2 days. I reckon they're just all home throwing themselves off the benches. Just like, kill me now. I'm going to get those like a mass murder. Anyway, so now just some backstory here, right? Our boss, Dave, his mother got very,
few years
very,
ago.
very sick. Like very sick all of a sudden, and we nearly lost her. And it
Yes.
was the most traumatic thing that I've ever seen anyone that I know go through. Like he was saying his goodbyes. She recovered and she's amazing now.
It was
We're so happy.
a miraculous recovery,
yeah.
considering that they did say
Yeah.
like she's probably not going to
Yeah.
last the weekend,
And
which
get
is
this,
extraordinary.
what she had was Legionnaire's disease.
And how did she get it?
She got it from doing gardening.
Potting mix,
And
yeah.
potting mix. So in my brain, that's always been a danger.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and
And
so,
it is a danger,
It is a
especially when
danger.
you first open the bag, because
And
it's kind of
also-
sitting in there, you know,
I'm doing
and there's kind of a bit of a puff when you open
the
it.
puff.
Yes.
Like whenever you do an archaeological dig, Sean, and you open a mummy, the puff of stuff
And-
comes
and
out.
people don't
No,
think
no,
about
but I
it.
live this with Megan. She's
Yeah.
been to hospital twice over this, by
Yeah.
the way.
Okay.
Twice.
So I had put on 2 COVID masks. So I didn't
It's
have
not enough.
the proper one. So I put in 2, and I made sure that I was away from the bag and everything like that. So long story short, I had convinced myself that I was
Legionnaire's disease
going to
has got
die
you.
of
I
Legionnaire's
love that you thought
disease.
Legionnaire's disease before COVID.
I know. It
everywhere.
was the fear I had with the potting mix of what Dave's mum went through.
Yeah, sure.
Did you start Googling things and
Yeah,
making
yeah,
sure
yeah.
that the
I
symptoms...
went down a bit of a rabbit
that
hole.
matched you? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
And they
But
kind
then-
of do, because it is an upper
It is.
respiratory tract infection.
And that's
so,
what I
yeah.
got. It's all up
Lungs,
here.
yeah.
So I was like, oh my God. And then I was actually thinking, well, if I've got it, I've got it. Let's just see how it pans out.
Oh, you're just going to let it
I
ride?
just going to submit to the dragon and see how I pan out. Because then I thought as well, at least when, at least when they come around, Mum and Dad come around, people come around to my house afterwards, whether it's to clean it up or something like that, at least it's all organised.
Just to grab the
Yeah,
body.
just to redistribute the plants.
That's right.
Rather than just leaving
Yeah.
with a pot plant.
But
up
like
under
when
a
I
jar.
woke up the next day, like because I was only sleeping in short spats as well because I couldn't
Yeah.
really
Yes.
breathe properly or whatever. When I woke up the next day, I thought, okay, and then I realised, no, you went down a bit of a hole last night, and
Perhaps you don't have Legionnaire's disease. Perhaps you've just got a cold.
Yeah.
My dad, if you ring him and have a conversation about how you're feeling or what's sore or what you've done, he is Dr. Google all the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he can panic a nation
Yes.
in a
Yes.
heartbeat.
yeah,
Yes.
you need to take a step back. But
You
it was
do.
only because I went in there with the fear
Yes,
of
the
potting mix and
was
what
the-
happened
real
with
thing,
Dave's
mate.
mum.
Yeah.
Because Legionnaire's disease,
Yeah, it's not good.
some people walking around with it every day.
Suboptimal.
Yeah. So I want to talk to when people have gone down that
When you
that
convinced
rabbit
yourself
hole.
that
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
something that it turns out you didn't have,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you've gone to the extreme
Yeah.
and gone, no, that's definitely what I've got.
Yeah, and maybe even you went to the doctor, they told you didn't. Nah. No, I do. I have it. and it's I'm a goner.
It does remind me of when I got bitten by that spider, and
Yeah.
I told everyone I was basically dying. Everyone get in the car.
You got all the kids in the car
Yeah.
and took off for the hospital, and then
I rang Ken,
who's the doctor,
and he said, all you need to do is take an antihistamine. So I thought, right,
Yeah.
turn around. We're all out, kids. We're done.
If you're a healthy adult, a redback isn't going to kill you.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It's extraordinary that Nathan's even here today because on Saturday he had Legionnaire's
I did,
disease,
I did.
according to Nathan Morris.
Yeah.
Because he'd been playing in potty mix and then he got a cold.
And also the backstory, of course, our
Yes.
boss Dave, his mother Nellie died
Yes.
of Legionnaire's
It is-
disease
it can
from doing
happen
the same
from
thing. So
potty
it was
mix,
in my
yeah.
head. It was a danger that I
But
was
you had
ready.
2 masks on.
2 masks.
After you did the homework on Legionnaire's disease to be able to pinpoint this was the issue, how do you deal with it?
What do you mean?
You go to hospital.
Oh.
Oh, did you, lemon tea or something? What
No,
gets you
I
over it?
had an English breakfast tea.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Which would
Nailed
fix it, Sean.
Some
But you
chicken
got to
soup,
understand, if you go in there thinking you've got something in your head, straight away you start Googling for Legionnaire's disease. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, and really,
If you do have Legionnaire's disease, you need to go to hospital. Okay, just for future reference, in case you do have it. Debbie's in Adelaide. Hi, Deb.
Good morning,
Hi,
everybody. How are you?
Debbie, firstly, thank God you're here with us, living.
Yeah, that's right. Because obviously there was a bit of a health crisis. What did you convince yourself you had?
So, in my early 20s, I'd suffered a stroke, and the symptoms I'd been experiencing not long after giving birth to my little son, 16 odd years ago, I was absolutely convinced I was headed down that track again. And we went to-
Jeez, that would have been terrifying.
Yeah, I was totally convinced, absolutely. And so we went in, I got my mum to look after my son, and we were sitting there and we had a few tests, doing a few things. Randomly, one of them was a urine test.
Yeah.
I went, okay.
Stroke.
Came back in, he sat us down and he said, look, well done, you're not having a stroke, but
Oh,
congratulations,
thank God. Why?
you're pregnant.
Oh, would you rather a stroke?
Yes.
Or-
Having been in the situation where you've had both, that's extraordinary.
Wow.
That's full on.
Hey,
Thanks, Deb.
Deb's
gone.
Oh, she's gone?
dropped out.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's okay. But great story, Debbie. Thank you. Abby, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Abby.
Okay, Abby, what did you convince yourself you had?
I convinced myself I had a brain tumour.
Oh, God, that's
Seems to be going
awful.
around.
Yes, what happened?
Well, I didn't have a brain tumour. What it was, I'd gone through a breakup, and every night before I was going to bed,
Yeah.
I was actually having a glass of Baileys that the person who'd broken up with me had bought me
Yes.
to sort of soften the blow. So I was going to work in the morning, and I'd go to my friend at work. Oh my God, I think I'm sick. I said I keep having these terrible headaches every morning. I can't even see straight.
Yeah.
And I said I think I need to see a doctor. I said Graham's broken up with me, and now I'm dying.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know what to do. I was in tears. And she said, are you sure? I said, yeah. She said, it could just be, like, she diagnosed me with PTSD, so she was as bad as me.
Yeah.
And then about a week later, I went to do you know what? The symptoms have gone. And I suddenly realised the symptoms stopped when the Bailey's bottle ran out.
So you were having a hangover.
It was just a hangover.
Hangover. No wonder Graham left.
Yeah, exactly.
that Graham has said, I don't want to be with you anymore, but here's a bottle of Baileys.
Bailey's
Now rock yourself to sleep.
every night.
It's not a tumor.
You off, you lush.
Oh, that's great.
Abby,
Oh, Abby,
thank you.
That
just
made me
brought
smile
a bit of
so much.
brought
My
a bit of
face
joy.
hurt.
Thank you. Carrie's in Joondalup. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Carrie.
Did you convince yourself that you had something really wrong with you?
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, I'm 40, so about 5 years ago, I've never really suffered acne.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm doing my daily routine. I'm a bit OCD with my daily routine for my toners and my moisturisers, etc., etc. So the kids really take the piss out of me because obviously I'm, packing everything to go on holiday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything's got to be in its place.
Yeah.
So I'm there doing my daily routine, and all of a sudden I start getting acne, like really bad, like blotchy.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, off to the doctor, after a week of this, and it's not going. I'm thinking, is it hormonal?
Oh, God.
Anyway, off to the doctors I go, and he's like, okay, you've got a serious acne problem. What we're going to do? So we need to stop your you need to stop everything you're doing, use this, this, this.
Yeah.
Give me some tablets.
Oh.
I come home, explain to the kids, and they start pissing their pants laughing at me.
What?
Like, they've only gone and put chili in my moisturiser.
Oh, my God! Harry, you have bred monsters. That's an outrage.
I'm convinced I'm having a midlife crisis and like going through the home of the
peeling off.
kids.
Oh.
So they saw the opportunity. Look at all the
Wow.
stuff Mum does to her face.
Oh, my
Harry.
God. I cannot believe that they had the evil
I know.
foresight to do that to their
is-
mother.
Like, it's one thing to think to do it, but to
I-
actually do it
Can
is
I tell you,
unbelievable.
I love your children.
Thank you,
That
Carrie.
is funny.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast. This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
All right, here we go. It's time to hear about everybody's beautiful signature dishes because ultimately we're going to be dining on the top 3 on Friday all together.
Yep.
And somebody, the winner, the greatest dish of all, will score $5,000 worth of Neff kitchen appliances from Heart & Co. Incredible.
Absolutely. So far, Nathan's winning this morning with salt and pepper toast, but Libby from East Freo wants to pitch in. Morning, Lib.
Good morning.
Hey,
How are
Libby,
you?
What do you think about the salt and pepper toast?
Well, it's interesting, but yeah, no.
Oh, hey,
It sounds like you got nothing in the
remember,
pantry,
you should
doesn't
be
it?
winning me over because I might be, I can stop
she
you
thinks
from
you're a
getting in.
basic bitch, Nathan, is what she's trying to say.
No,
I mean, I don't want to
I'm
put
a
words in
basic
her mouth.
bitch, but I've got some nice salt.
All right,
I have been
Libby.
guilty of doing toast with yogurt, not yogurt, olive oil and salt and pepper. So,
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay,
fancy.
there's another
All right.
twist.
Okay.
All right, Libby, what dish is your signature dish that everybody asks you to make?
mine is a strawberry yogurt cake.
Not even heard
How
of
does this work? What is it?
So it's kind of like a normal cake, like with self-raising flour and, your sugar and your vanilla and eggs and that type of thing. But you also add in a cup of Greek yogurt and you also add into the mix a punnet of chopped fresh strawberries.
Mm.
And it's really easy. And then you just sort of mix it all together and put almond flakes on the top and bake it. But then when it's baked, you also, after it comes out and cools a bit, you add a punnet of chopped fresh strawberries,
Yeah.
and you mix in lemon juice and caster sugar, and you make like a syrup, and then you pour that over the top, and then you serve it with just some extra yogurt, and it's really yummy.
Yeah.
Are you happy until the syrup?
Oh, no, the syrup will keep it really moist.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
Yeah, it's a cake.
I know,
No,
but
it's not
like,
the
No,
lemon
but the
juice.
yogurt.
right, really?
The lemon juice
Because if
and the
something's
yogurt
too
would cut
sweet,
through
I'm
it.
out.
Yeah.
Libby, unfortunately, myself and Harry had to vote on a cake before that Natalie cooked, and it had fruit in it, which is what's happening
It
here.
had the really exotic fruit of apples. So
I
you're
forgot-
saying because she's put the exotic taste of strawberries into a cake, you can't deal
I
with
can't
it.
vote for
But I'm
it.
guessing
Can't
that
vote
would
for it.
all sort of like melt and it'd
Yeah,
be
it'd
like
be
a little
beautiful.
pockets of jam or something
would
in the
be.
cake.
Another question: where'd the word punnet come from? Who came up with that?
Okay. Do we need to get into that?
We'll
We've got
find
two
out.
more
You know
people.
what? We'll park that for a second.
Okay,
Literally
thank you.
nobody cares.
Look, I'm open to
That's a
new
really good
things.
question.
Yeah.
I'm open to that. I've
Yeah.
never heard of that.
Thanks, Libby. You hang
Thanks,
there.
Libby.
Thanks, Libby.
Olivia's in Singleton. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
All right,
Liv.
Olivia.
Olivia. You get invited around. What do we beg you to bring because it's so great?
I make a fantastic butter chicken with a cheesy garlic focaccia on the side.
Focaccia?
Now-
That's a bit...
Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought it'd
different,
be a
isn't it?
I
garlic
can just
naan.
step
Yeah.
in. You guys
I-
were with me for my first butter chicken experience
Yes.
ever. I'd never
Yes.
had it. And to be honest, the only time I've had it was with you two at that time. So this would be my second butter chicken experience.
What's the secret to your butter chicken?
Just some good marination and getting all the the measurements right with the spices, and
Sure.
it
Yeah.
turns out really good.
So
Okay.
you toast your own spices and everything? You're not just buying a jar of Patek's, are you?
Yeah, I'm toasting all my spices.
Oh, wow.
The focaccia bread, the cheesy
Yes.
focaccia bread.
Talk to me.
Controversial.
Well,
'cause-
we're Indian with Italian.
yes,
Is that what we are?
We're crossing cultures
I
here.
love any fusion.
Although, to be fair,
Love
butter
fusion.
chicken's not overly Indian.
Yeah.
It was kind of invented
Yeah,
by
I
the
know, but
British,
the-
but yeah.
So
Well,
Well, I'm yet to to master a good naan. I can make a good naan, but I find this recipe for this cheesy garlic and focaccia just fantastic.
Okay.
It's all about patience and letting it rest really well, and it turned out fantastic.
I tell you what, we've really entered the focaccia era again, because it was brought to prominence by that famous sandwich shop in Florence, and now everyone is doing dupes of one here would be 2 slices. Yes, and that's how it's a very hot thing at the moment, focaccia. Yeah,
It's come back a bit.
It's come back now.
Yeah, after it was brilliant in the late 90s. We all got into
remember
it.
we all got into that was during the time of wedges.
We thought we were fancy.
That's when we first found out about aioli.
Olivia, you hang there. Your butter chicken with your cheesy garlic focaccia is a contender. And now Rianda, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Rianda.
Hi, honey.
What do you get begged to bring to every dinner party because it's so good?
My famous Cointreau trifle.
Oh,
Trifle.
Nathan just dropped his
You've
pen.
got a Morris on the bandwagon.
Okay, let's hear it. What is in your... Run us through all the layers of your trifle.
All right, it's 6 tablespoons of Cointreau. That's the main thing, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Booze
you've got
hound.
your Armouretta biscuit.
Yes, very
So
important.
you pour the Cointreau over them,
Yep.
Yes.
soak them, okay? And then you can use fresh or tinned fruit, just peaches or mandarins, and you put that in.
Mandarins.
Yeah. And then you heat some marmalade on a low heat.
Yes.
Yeah. And you pile all the fruit and the marmalade over the biscuit, right?
Yeah.
And then you get your custard.
Yep.
You pour that over the soaked Cointreau biscuit, right?
Yeah.
You leave it to set in the fridge overnight,
Okay.
and then the next morning you whip double cream with icing sugar, and you use a piping bag to put little rosettes all
Fancy.
over it.
Yes.
And then you put like chocolate and orange hundreds and thousands over it,
Oh.
and you chill an hour before serving.
I love you.
I love
And
Rianda.
then-
Rianda.
We've written this all down.
There's
Wait, there's
more.
Sean.
Shush. Keep going, Rianda.
and then just enjoy.
Oh, and enjoy.
Oh, okay.
Joy.
Well, that was the most important part. Now you eat it. Now what? Now what? Oh, you enjoy it.
Okay, so there's a lot in there. It's a very complicated thing.
There's some controversial things in there as well.
Controversial.
Controversial,
Hey, hey.
Natalie. There's I don't ever really think of putting a citrus fruit into my.
I know, but Cointreau is
I get
orange
that.
flavoured, so
I get
yeah,
that.
it makes sense in that
that's
context.
where, and also for you, Natalie, it's the fresh cream.
Yeah, but it's mixed with icing sugar, so I
So
could
that's
almost
okay.
get past
So, yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah,
Because there
yeah.
were 2 hot points there.
Yes.
All right,
Sean just heard fruit and zoned
No,
out.
but you're
Well, I've
fine with
always
fruit
said-
and a dessert, though, aren't you?
No, he
No.
wouldn't. He didn't like the strawberry cake.
No. And I've always said that trifles for people who don't have their own teeth. So I can't back away from that.
soup man.
Oh, yeah, there's more bloody substance in the trifle.
no,
Okay, drink your food, Sean. Drink it.
No, can't do it at all.
Okay,
straw
so
man.
we've got some
I know who I'm
important
voting
decisions to
for.
make. We've got
Okay.
the Libby strawberry yogurt cake. We've got Olivia's butter chicken with her cheesy garlic focaccia, and we've got Rianda's Cointreau trifle that we could
What
just
number are you?
enjoy.
Okay, straight. I'm going to be.
What number is the salt and pepper toast?
That's
That's a bonus
that's
round.
a bonus. That's 5. That's 11 fingers. Put
He's
up
not.
11 fingers.
He's not a contender in
Sean
this.
wants the toast.
He's not a contender in
Sean,
this round.
I work with you every day. You can have the toast anytime.
Yeah.
Straight away, I'd say I naturally am drawn to savoury because of this time in the morning. So the butter
Sure.
chicken is the one that's screaming at the moment, but I'm going to fight that because I would like to see perhaps another dessert that might get a run. And
Just got to go with your heart, don't you?
what are you going? Yeah.
All right. Libby, your strawberry yogurt cake even got Sean over the line, Libby. I know you are
Libby.
now shortlisted. We will see
Yep.
you on Friday. You've scored $500 cash and an exclusive
thank
invitation
you
to our
so
Heart and
much.
Co brunch, Libby. And if you're one of the final 3, we'll be dining on your dish, and you could win $5,000 worth of Neff Kitchen appliances if you are the
Oh my
ultimate
God,
winner.
thank
So
you
good
so
luck,
much.
Lib.
No
And you know
worries.
what? I'd have
was tough.
out of those 3.
Yeah.
The other 2 I wanted more, but because I naturally go to things that I like, I want to try something new.
Yes, it was the idea that it was something a little bit
Yeah.
out of your comfort
Yeah.
zone.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
I'm not
all right.
trying it.
We're doing
You
it.
are. You have to try it.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.